everyone. This channel and these series of videos that I am going to create will enlighten the masses on how the conglomerate corporations such as Viacom, Seagram's Wine Group, yes, Seagram's Wine Group, Warner Brothers, Universal, and many other companies, even Bertelsmann in Germany, which you may know as BMG, how all of these companies have a conspiracy that is running the rap industry. I will explain to you how these things came to be, what the motivations are behind some of these things, and why. Now, first of all, let's talk about hip-hop. Hip-hop and how it started and its origins. Now, there was breakdancing, DJing, and the rapping came along. And what happened was that rap, since it was a musical art form, took hip-hop into pop culture. Since it was not an established art form, no one really wanted to do anything with it as far as major labels and big money corporations. They didn't see any profit in it. So what happened was the minorities, the blacks and the Hispanics, launched their own little independent labels to launch this music. And once it reached MTV, and you had Curtis Blow and Grandmaster Slash of the Furious 5 and Run DMC, all of a sudden it started kind of catching fire. Now, it was thought of to be a fad at the time. And it just kept growing. And you had LL Cool J and EPMD and Ice-T and Too Short and NWA. And it just kept growing. So of course we started to take notice. And we realized the psychological ramifications hip-hop had on black youth, especially the males. With hip-hop, see, black males, when they would look on television or they looked for heroes or idols or any types of role models because of the disproportionate number of missing fathers in black households, they were looking to other places for role models. So, with hip-hop, hip-hop was so aggressive, so testosterone-driven. See, we realized that if we control rap, then we will control the black male, because they look up to rappers. Because if you think about the late 70s, early 80s, for black male youth, what role models were there to look up to who personified either strong male traits or perceived strong male traits? The rappers. So as rap grew, we realized that the influence of it would grow. That's when we knew that we had to take control. So when the rap started growing, that's when we realized we had to take control. So how it really started was NWA. Because what happened was, we realized that this group would be powerful and influential. Yes, they were like Public Enemy, but the difference was, we found a chink in their armor. We found a way to exploit NWA in a negative manner. First of all, the name was NWA, which we all know what that stands for. and they had guns. You know, I mean, Chuck D had a gun, but he had his gun in a militant way. See, their guns were in a thug gangster way. So we flipped that around, and we promoted them and blew them up as gangsters. They didn't call themselves gangster rappers. We did. We created that. We made that up. So we put the label on them, and all of a sudden, you had a lot of displaced black youth and minorities and gangbangers who wanted to get into the hip-hop art form. Or should I say, they wanted to get into rapping, I should say. Now, what happened was, by doing that, we knew what would happen. We knew that the thugs would oversaturate rap because we decided to keep signing them. See, when we would see a Talib Kweli, we would turn him away and say he's not marketable. But we see it, 50 Cent, we sign like 50 of those a day. That's why I call him 50 Cent. We let the thugs into rap music so that it wouldn't be artistic anymore. Because, see, I don't have any talent. I can't rap. And all of us that run rap, we have no talent. Otherwise, we would just do it. And we would run it with our talent. But we have none. We just have a whole buttload of money. So therefore, and of course we own all the radio stations and all the TV stations. We'll get into that in other videos. But when we let the thugs in, that's when we knew that we would take it over. Because we know how gullible they are and how they would work for us. And they would be loyal to us. Because that's that gangbanger mentality. You see, they have their chief or their gang leader or whoever, and they're just blindly loyal to him. So we're their gang leader. We lead them. And they follow. And they do whatever we say. And they make little disposable hit records. And they do their job first. And then they're gone. And they just go and fade into obscurity. And we don't care because we're paid. So this is how we started taking over. NWA was the first step. See, NWA was actually a great group. They actually had talent. They actually had content. But they were killing and they were gangster in their content. The gangster rappers that you hear today are nothing like NWA. But it doesn't matter. Because we'll put 100 of them on TV every day, and you will keep seeing them, and you will like them. Why? Because you are gullible, and because whatever you see repeated over and over again, you think is good. So therefore, we will keep pushing it in your face over and over and over and over. Another thing we realized about the minorities, especially the black people, is that fear consumes your every decision, even your choice in music. Like I was saying, when you see something repeated over and over again, you think it's good. So we're going to keep playing that crap over and over and over and over. This is the science behind repetitive garbage. See, the fear within you causes you to want to conform. Because in slavery, you were forced to conform out of fear. So, that has still been inbred into your DNA. And when you were born, it was innately implanted in your brain upon birth to conform due to fear. So therefore, when you see something repeated over and over again, and everyone else sees it, you want to do what everyone else is doing. So therefore, if that song is garbage, but everyone else likes it, you will like it too. Especially if women like it, and you're a guy. You want to see the girls get on the floor and dance. Whatever they get on the floor and dance to, you think that song is good. This is why you see a 35-year-old man bumping Soldier Boy Charlie. I mean, really, isn't it ridiculous to see a 35-year-old man playing Superman that Hood? To recap, how we took over NWA. How with NWA? Because we brought in the untalented thugs who, when they rap, their motivation is to intimidate the listener. It's a contest to see who sounds the most convincing that they're an intimidating individual with a demasculating presence who has all of the guns, all of the hoes, all of the cars, all the money, and sells the most drugs. Before the thugs ruled rap, it was all about talent, skill, creativity.